Chill Page, TikTok, and IG. This is El Gargarian, Cookie World of Fashion. Yo, I'm glad to be back with y'all. This is Cookie World of Fashion with El Gargarian, the fashion apostle. Now I mean, during the age of the fashion apocalypse, survival of the flyest. What it do, yo, star? Now I mean, we here today with you guys. You know, I had to throw on this for the flavors of the love. Nah, I mean, and had to, take a bite of this apple. Nah, I mean, but anyway, this is the choice day. Nah, I mean, and we got some signs for you guys for this choice day. Now, I mean, today, I want the chat room to follow up with me. I want to hear what y'all got to say. I want to ask y'all some questions. I'm going to see if y'all can keep up with the God. I want to ask y'all this, though. Now, I mean, I'm going to need some help, too. Today represents what y'all call Valentine's or Valentine's Day, Day of Love. When the Cupid shoot the little missile, know what I mean, capture a loved one, whether male or female, know what I mean? So today, don't you know today is Friday? That Valentine's Day landed on a Friday? Don't you know what Friday is? This is El Gargarian, Cookie World of Fashion. We about to go into Valentine's Day, word. We about to explain the love, the chocolate, and all that goody stuff. And bring it back to the goody people for the people. Know what I mean? Because you know this is the fashion apocalypse. Know what I mean? And survival of the flyers. And this is your cookie apostle, your fashion apostate, El Gargarian. What it do? This is what we're going to talk about. We're talking about today, the key theme we're talking about today is love, but let's talk about the first love. One of the first loves. Not the first love, but another first love, which represented a lot of biblical beliefs in the New Testament. One of the main biblical beliefs in the New Testament is who? Let's talk about it. It's this esteemed person right here. You know what I mean? Don't y'all remember last year this time when Putin dropped a missile? And what was that missile? He said he relieved from his vote that he had in Russia. He revealed from his vote a bunch of iconic pictures or portraits of the Virgin Mary. Word. Know what I mean? Check it out. The Black Madonna. This is our Cookie Madonna. I want to hear some questions y'all got about this Cookie Madonna. You got to have some questions about it. So as we go through, I'm going to be tuning in. I'm gonna be checking the monitor, you know what I mean? Go back and forth on TikTok and IG and see what y'all got, what y'all got to say about the Cookie Madonna. Check it out. Know what I mean? This is our Cookie Madonna from El Gargarian's Cookie Scriptures. You know what I mean? This is one of the testimonies, one of the revelations. Know what I mean? So check it out. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this Cookie Madonna. What y'all got to say about this Cookie Madonna? Know what I mean? I want to hear, man. Talk to me about it. But in the meanwhile, while y'all surveying your brain cells to figure out what you want to ask me about this Cookie Madonna that's being displayed in front of your eyes, I'm trying to find out, did you get your Cookie Madonna? Are you with the revolution? Are you with the evolution? Are you with the Cookie evolution? Let me find out. You ain't put your cookie. Let me find out you ain't got your hand in that jar yet. Get your hand in that jar. Make that order at www.elgargarian.com or go to my TikTok shop. We there with the Cookie Monsters. Don't say we ain't talk to you about it. Know what I mean? We there with you. We holler at you about it right now. Get your Cookie Monster. Know what I mean? You see, we here. We cookied up over here. You see that? We cookied up. You see that? You know what I mean? I got the pea roses on. Know what I mean? With the multicolored scrolls. I got the P chain on. What you talking about? I got the P kicks on. What do you mean? Oh, you see those. You gotta see those. Our cookie. These are our cookies right here. 86 St. John cookies. Know what I mean? I'd rather our St. John cookies. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, check it out. Today is Valentine's Day. One of the key essential things about Valentine's Day is that's a day of love. But what's so unique about it, it dropped on a Friday. Friday came from the term Venus. Friday is Venus. You get where I'm coming from? These 7 days, this day is the day of Venus. This is the 6th day, you know. Okay. So this is the day for Venus, this 6th day. And under her, we got the God of love. But how did it originate from her? And what it have to do with Valentine's Day? It has a lot to do with Valentine's Day because it's not only that's the God of love, but we have a testimonial fact to that. When you look at the significance of today in the Islamic community, today in the Islamic community, it represents the day of unity, which is Juma. The word Juma, you know, a lot of people don't realize, man, why did the angel who revealed himself to Mary, Zacharias, at that time, hold on one second, y'all. TikTok is asking me something. You good now? We good? All right, we back. You know what I mean? But anyway, IG, hold on. I got some questions. Hold on. Let me see something. It says Tuesday, oh, I got you. I'll be here too. I'm gonna be in Manhattan. I'll be in the city too Tuesday. Nah, these are global currency. These are global currencies. Shout out to Brown Bag Legend ATL. Shout out to my ATL brethren. Know what I mean? 2 P's. 2 P's. You know what I mean? Oh, let me see what TikTok got to say. Y'all ain't come up with no questions yet about this Black Madonna? You know the shrine of the Black Madonna is in Detroit? Word, it's a landmark there in Detroit. It's a lot. In Detroit, they got the landmark shrine and of the Black Madonna, and they got the landmark library shrine of the Black Madonna in Detroit right now. But it's both closed down temporarily though. But the church is gonna be there for a minute because you can't knock it down because of the landmark. Now I mean, yeah. So that's what I was saying. So why it's so important for Friday? Because the Juma and Juma, people think Juma means to come together, just to meet in unity. Nah, Juma has a deeper implication for that. Why so? Because people don't understand why Gabriel came in the manner he came. This is why I choose to try to encroach upon my fellow brethren and sisters a greater understanding of biblical technology and Quranic technology. Once we advance ourselves technically, then we could be able to discern the purpose and manufacturing behind these great books. So like when it says Gabriel is the one who brought the messages to these different distinct prophets and messages in the scriptures. So when Gabriel came and he gave his dispensation to Mary and Christ, and at that time, which is the ultimate prophet of the New Testament, is Christ. Why did he have to come later on and give a different testament, clarifying something different with a whole different script? We don't think about that. The reasoning why he had to do that is because he had to bring you back to a time that was before our room, which is the Romans. So he had to give you a scripture which was had the propensity to give you guidance back to the original people prior to the Judaic people and the Christian people, so that you can be able to reflect on a higher light than both of them, so that when the prophet of this said time, 570 AD, 610 AD, when he began to enunciate his new message or next message, he can hit a deeper chord or pitch with the people he's talking to. Because when he speaks to them, when it says, say Muhammad, so it's in the scriptures of the Quran and the New Testament and the Torah, the difference, the Kitab, Nabaveen, and the Torah, the difference is in the Kitab, it's saying, say Muhammad. Muhammad, say this, Muhammad. When they say this to you, you say this back to them, Muhammad. So it's a script prepared for argument, prepared for fighting, prepared for the debate. You get come from the grand holy debate of the scriptures, of the Nabis. So when it came to that, what held Prophet Muhammad's scriptures capable of handling these older books is because the language of this book and the stories, but most of the language too and the stories dated back further than the language of what you call Hebrew, when Hebrew itself is not a language at all. No, it's not a language. It's not a language. Because the man Ibrahim, who they say who crossed over, is where the word Hebrew came from. The language couldn't exist at his time. So there was no such thing as Hebrew in that sense of the man who crossed over, because they said that when he crossed over, he's going from dark to light. So what was dark? So you telling me Musul of the Quran, which is Ur al-Chaldea, was dark? And over here, what you call Egypt, but they call it in the Quran Mezrim, and in the Bible Mezrim, you're saying though that Mezrim was light? From Musul to Mezrim, or you would say Ur Chaldea, Sumeria, Ugair, whatever you want to call it, and that's light, that's dark, and everything else is light. So there's a reasoning behind this. There's a reasoning behind it that got to be understood. But the language itself didn't exist when he crossed over, because when he crossed over, Mezrim was there already. The Nile Valley was replete and complete. What I mean by replete, meaning that it was the pyramid texts, all that was there already. Abraham is not older than the text that you find, the Coffin text, the temples of Karnak, the temples of Dendra, all that was already there. You can't put Abraham before them and say, oh, he was older than them. When he came, there was nothing in there. No, he came to a mighty nation already. It was already there already. Everything was built up. And when you notice something too, notice and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. When Ibrahim went to Mezrim there with his wife / sister, there was not no Pharaoh there. See, this is important. Pharaoh wasn't relevant at that time. You're asking me, what does this got to do with Friday and Valentine's Day? I'm gonna hit it in the shell for you. Hold up, I'm hitting 2 birds with 1 stone right now. Just relax. It's Cookie fashion. Okay, I'm the fashion apocalypse. I'm the fashion apostle right now. Okay, and this is the age of apocalypse. You heard? This is the age of fashion apocalypse. Survival of the flyers. You know, that's how we gotta put it down. You know how that go. You know what I mean? Inspired by all true Dapper Dan. You know what I mean? It's the 86 Cookie. What it do? Metropolitan Museum. We champions, 2Ps, and all that good stuff. But anyway, like I was saying, so when Ibrahim went into there, he wasn't calling that leader or that liege that had power over that land of the Nile Valley, Mezrim. He wasn't calling him Pharaoh. They was called Malik or kings. There was no Pharaoh at that moment. When did Pharaoh come into position? That is very important, because the word for non-believer or disbeliever is what? Farun. Kafraun. Kafa. So when sometimes you be on a Muslim and you may be an infidel, or you don't believe in the scriptures of the Quran, you know what they'll call you, right? They'll call you a kafir. Kafir is the prefix of the word Farun. Kafrarun. So the word Pharaoh came from the word Farun. And he was given that name because he didn't believe. You understand where I'm coming from? He didn't believe. He was a grand disbeliever. So he was called Farun, the non-believer. He didn't believe. He didn't believe until he was drowned at the last minute. Then he believed. You get it? Then he's not on Farun no more because he believed. Okay, but prior to that, go to the Quran as well. When Joseph went to Mezrim. When Joseph was in Mezrim, he didn't call the king at that time a Farun the way he called them. He called them a what? A Maliki. Hold on, I got some questions. Let me see. I got some questions. Hold up. Oh, no, I ain't no question. All right. Yo, stop. Yo, tune in, man. You got some questions? Hold up. I got to go on TikTok. We might have some questions over here. Hold up. This is El Gargan, Cookie Roller Fashion. What it do? S. Umilan, brother. Wayne X. Yo, book 3 is coming out. Shout out to all my participants in book 3, volume 3 of Elgarin's Journey. Wayne X is one of the co-authors. Fatim Mustafa Farid, he's also one of the esteemed authors. We coming with it. We're bringing the heat. Now we're bringing the heat. But this is Elgarin's Cookie Roller Fast. You know what to do. Yo, what are your questions about what you got to say about the Black Madonna on our t-shirt? On our Black Acid Wash t-shirt, we got the Black Madonna. And we got the Black Christ. The Cookie. We got the Cookie Madonna, and the Cookie Boy. What up? You got something to say? And 2 Cookie Angels on the side. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So, what's so significant about today and that time is that the reason Gabriel gave the Arabia was because it traced back to a time before. And this time that it traced back to was a time that it went back to a people that traced back before the Pharaoh. You get it? Before Pharaoh. That was so point. And the people he traced it back to before Pharaoh, they was aligned with the Nile Valley. You understand? Tigris Valley, Tigris River, Tigris and Euphrates River. In line with the Indus Valley. They were in line together. There was a sync. They weren't separate. So when Gabriel said, hold up, in order for us to slow down, remember, because when you read Revelations, right, it says that the devil was put in a bind for 1,000 years. In the sacred spells, mystical spells, it talks about Muhammad is the one that represented binding the devil for 1,000 years. So if we calculate that, right, from 792 to 1492, that's approximately almost 1,000 years. You understand? All right, cool. So we understand that Columbus was sent over here. But let's retract again. So in order to hold them back, to bind them, we had to give a scripture that was capable of binding them. And that they couldn't dissect and divulge it so quick. They couldn't. They couldn't figure it out. How they got to represent today? Let me give you an example. Today is love, right? Okay. So in the ancient Greek text, Aphrodite is Roman, then you got the Venus, and you got what's the goddess of love in Greek? I can't remember exactly, but I know Venus is another. I forgot her name. I'm sorry if I forgot her name. But Venus is one of the key focus. That's Roman, actually, not Greek. But inside of it, what's her name again? No, I think Aphrodite, if I'm not correct. But anyway, between those two, you have what you would call another entity that predates them. And it goes even further, deeper depths and explain what love really is. Love, the root of love, it is taught in the Arabic language. You say why? Because if you have Venus as a god of love, but yet Friday Juma, right? Juma actually is not limited to just looking at it the Arabic manner. The Arabic language actually dates back to Sanskrit. Yes, the letter Aleph is the letter A actually in Arabic. In Sanskrit. Yeah, when you join like the letters of Sanskrit, you have to write. When you write A, but not in the beginning of a letter, in a word, but in the middle of a word or the ending of a word, then the ending of the word is just a straight line, a perpendicular line. Same as in the middle of the letter, it's a perpendicular. The A is a perpendicular. This is where the letter Aleph in Arabic comes from. See, the letter Aleph it's Alif, the Aleph. Aleph in Hebrew comes from the A in Sanskrit, the beginning of the letter A. In the beginning. So at 2 times, in the beginning is where it derived from. Yes, Sanskrit is the mother of the languages that we contemporarily use. And if you look at even the letters in English, from Latin to English, the letter number 1 is A, the perpendicular. The letter 2 in English comes from the letter dev in Sanskrit. The letter 3, the exact pronunciation and drawing comes from the Sanskrit letter tree. They reversed it. The number 5 is the formation of the letter 4 in Sanskrit. Letter 5 in Sanskrit. English 4 is 5 in Sanskrit instead. So what they did was they reversed everything. They reversed it. They hijacked it. It was hijacked from Latin and English. They hijacked it and then tell us that it has nothing to do with no one, that they created themselves. No, and nor did the Arabic scholars of Mosul. See how Mosul come pouring again? Mosul is Iraq. Nor did the scholars of Iraq or the Caliph of Iraq or the imams of Iraq, of Mosul, create the cipher. The cipher was called Dasha in Sanskrit. And Dasha represents the holy assembled, the Shada. That represents the whole symbol, which is 1 to 9. That's the symbol, which is the universe. So that's the symbol, makes a whole circle. That was Dasha. But what happened in Arabia was they took Dasha and put it as Hamza, as 5, and made the unit, the cipher 5. And and when you go to what you call Harabu or Hebrew, they took the Dasha and made it into Yad. Yes. And Saim. Samek or Samek. They took it and made it into a 0, but it doesn't have, it's oblong. One is square, round square, and one is like a drip of water, which is Yad, like a drip of water. And then Saim is like, it's like what you would call like I would say a fat pregnant drip of water, more so to say. Okay, but it all came from Dasha, which is the greatest number, which is 10. Not 9. 9 isn't the great absolute number. It's actually 10, which is cipher, the 0, which is the absolute number. Yes, it's number 10. So anyway, what they got to do with Juma? Yes, because the word Juma evolved from the word Jamna, which means natal chart. This is why it is involved with the goddess of love. How also love as well. Let me show you. The word for Friday is Juma, but the deity for Friday was Shukra. Oh, you didn't know that. Shukra was Venus. Shukra represents what we would call the entity of Venus. Before it became Venus, Friday, or Aphrodite, he was Shukra. So Shukra in Arabic, see how it teaches us in Arabic, Shukran means thank you, which it means to be what? Grateful. That's the ultimate root of love. When you are grateful, when you are thankful, you see, when you are grateful, that is love. That is what the woman shares with her husband, which is the root word of husband is hub, which is the root word of love. In Arabic, love is spelled H-U-B. H-U-B. Hub. That's love in Arabic. So hub, the word husband comes from the root word of hub, which is love. But hub comes from the root word hab. H-A-B. Hab, which represents in Arabic in the Quran a grain of seed. Where do you plant the seed? In the earth, right? So is it with the man and woman. She is being planted. This is why it's so important to understand what Jibril was doing. What was the brain cells Jibril was operating off when he gave scripture? So when the revelation was given to Mary. That she was having a child, and this child would be the Masi. Mashi. What is the great emblem that comes with the Masi? The lamb. Why so? Because in Sanskrit, the first sign in Sanskrit is the word Masi, but when you look at it in English, it's called Aries, which is the what? The ram. But a child ram is what? The Lamb of God. It's Mashi, Messiah, Mashi. You see, so being planted was what the Gymnot chart was all about. The natal chart. The natal chart. So this natal chart, we had to be developed, planted, and harvest. So this is something to be what? Thankful for when the harvest comes. When you sow what you reap, woo! You reap what you sow, right? So when you reap what you sow, and if you sow good, what you get out of it, good. You sow evil, what you get out of it, evil. So you reap what you sow. It's not my fault if you don't know how to sow, or if you sow out of timing. This is what we're doing right now. We're doing everything out of timing. We're not doing them with calculation. So now we understand Friday, the love of how Valentine's today. But let's go a little another step. Why Valentine? Valentine was supposed to be representing somebody from the Roman or the Western society that represents giving a heart to a maiden, representing his love. But let's reverse this real quick. Let's go back. What did the heart have to do with chocolate? It's simple. We even have, I even made sure I went and got a textbook. Not a book. Listen, not an ordinary history book. Not a simplistic history book. I went and got a textbook that verified everything I'm saying. This textbook is not a book you just read right through. And it was written in the 50s and the 60s. It wasn't written in the 80s and the 90s with all these new age scholars. Because you gotta remember, at one time, the term Anunnaki wasn't even being used at all. Yes, it wasn't even used. If you go read the first archaeologists and anthropologists who did the excavation of Sumeria, Leonard Woolley, he's not mentioning no Anunnaki. He's not mentioning them. Yes, he's mentioning names. He's the one that produced the names and interpretation of what you got on that king list and all the different entities. Yes, he made that up himself. Yes, 1922. It's a book. It's a book. Sumeria by Leonard Woolley. He made that up. He made up all that stuff up. And he was told to compare all that information that he was excavating. He said they told him, he's a mercenary scholar. They told him, make sure you make a comparative approach to the Bible. So we could use it to justify the Bible. So the whole excavation of Sumeria was interpreted to translate biblical history. Which it wasn't, though, actually. It was other history, but they erased all the original names, told you that Samic, which you say is cuneiform, represent these, when actually it meant something else. But anyway, the scholar I was talking about was right here. Well, I'm not just making something. This ain't just make up. I'm not just making up information, you know. Vedic world history. Vedic world history. You gotta remember something here. The people that were in what you call so-called India, they didn't call themselves India. They didn't call themselves Indian. They didn't even call themselves Hindu. This is all something new and concocted by the British mercenaries who conquered what you call that continent or that landmass that you call today India from the Indus Valley. They didn't call themselves all the names. India, Indian, India, Hindu. That's not their names for themselves. That's not their self-entitlement. No. So we have a brother that fought through that struggle in what you call so-called India. His name was Pin. His name was Pin Oak. And he wrote numerous books. A lot of scholars can't stand him because he goes against the norms of colonialism. So-called India was colonialized not only by the British, but also by the Dutch. With two different forms of Christianity. Well, one form of Christianity and one form of something else. And that so-called land of India, so-called India, was also colonialized by the Arab Mongolian Arabs. Yes. So they are kind of far removed from their traditional viewpoint of themselves. And we were told that their literature was mythology and classic poems. This is what we were told. And the Quran was waiting for that. The Quran said, bring us your writings. Bring us your poems. Because this Quran is not a book of poetry. See, it was telling us that. But you're telling me right now, El Gara of Kookie Roller Fashion, what did they got to do with Juma, Abraham, Valentine's Day? I'm going to show you something. Let me read something to you real quick. But in order for me to read something real quick, I gotta put on my bifocals real quick. Can you give me a minute to put my bifocals on? And yeah, man, where are the questions for the Black Madonna? Yo, you can order this Black Madonna t-shirt right now at El Gargain Official, or DM me at St. John Polo Posse, or at El Gargain _Buffalo, because we in Buffalo, New York. Now I mean, this artwork is immaculate, and this defines who we are today. But are you cool with yourself to wear a shirt like this? Or are you scared to wear a shirt like this with a woman that color? Think about yourself, brothers and sisters. Because today is love. Do you love yourself? That's the biggest love of all. The greatest love of all is the love of self. Pawn said I have to put the bifocals on real quick. Do you mind? Do you mind me looking at my bifocals? All right, let me read something from World Vedic Heritage. Sorry, see, I have my glasses on. World Vedic Heritage. See, he didn't identify himself with being a Hindu or Indian. World Vedic. Vedic was something that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad would have appreciated, but more so Master Farad Muhammad would appreciate that because he pointed us in that direction of the World Vedic Council. World Vedic Heritage. A history of histories. Let me check it out. Let's go to chapter. Hold on one second. We on volume 2, page 798. Okay? Chapter Vedic Funerals. Vedic Past of Italy. You heard? Vedic Past of Italy. Okay? Here we're going to have it right here. We're reading Roman burning of Diva. It says, in Vedic law, in India, Kamadev, the god of love, is said to have incurred the wrath of Shiva, for which the latter burnt him down. The legend survives in an annual ritual all over the world in the form of lightning, Valentine, alias Valentine fires. That term Valentine is a corruption of the Sanskrit word, Bala or Valadin. Okay, it says here that Rati's disconsolted lament for her spouse. Rati was Krama's wife. It says, with disconsolted lamented for her spouse, Kamadev, burnt alive by Lord Shiva's fiery wrath, pouring out of Shiva's third eye, is the subject of very touching poem known as Rati Valap. Rati Valap was a poem from her by the renowned Sanskrit poet Kalidas. Lord Shiva relented and restored Kamadev's spirit without the body, Holy Ghost. This is a highly exoteric, legendary episode that it should be commemorated throughout the ancient world as an annual ritual is emphatic proof of the prevalence of Vedic culture throughout the ancient world. Cupid is a sacred word for Kapoda, implying one who annoyed Lord Shiva. Now, Cupid, right, is the one who they say in Valentine's Day is the one that shoots the what? The arrow, and makes you fall into this euphoric feeling of love and happiness. Just give me a hug. You heard? Just give me a hug. Just give me a hug. But anyway, let's shout out. So, like I was saying, so Kamadev. Look at the word Kamadev. Kama. How does Kama have anything to do with love and the Cupid and Valentine's Day? It is said that the heart that Valentine had issued out represented the chocolate, and it represented love, assurance of love, right? How it became chocolate? It became chocolate because Kama was pure black. This is where the concept come from. Ham, right? Ham. It said, "Curse be ham." Cam, which is ham, Kama, was black, a black man. Wow, he was a black man. So this is where the term come from. Ham, Cam. It came from Kamadev. Kama was a black man who was burnt to ashes. Why he burnt to ashes? Because Lord Shiva, or Dev Shiv, was meditating, performing something called an aesthetic, ascesis, which means aesthetic practice of meditation. So while he was practicing meditation, Rati and Kamadev kept irritating, annoying him. This is where the word Cupid come from, an annoying angel. He was annoying him, shooting him with arrows, But guess what these arrows were, though? They don't tell us that. The arrows that Kamadev had were 5 arrows. And they were 5 different kind of lotus flowers. They didn't have what you call points. They weren't wedge-shaped arrows with knives with points like daggers. No, they were what you would call lotus flowers. Okay? They were lotus flower arrows. So each arrow represented a different influx of the lotus enlightenment. It was 5. So the bow of Kamas represented a sugar cane. See? The sweetness of love. You see? So the sweet black man, which is the chocolate, shooting the arrows, Cupid. The arrows, like I said, but the bowstring, guess what the bowstring was? The bowstring was the honeybees. That was the sting. See, that would give you a sting. The bees were his string, his drawstring. So he had 5 lotuses as arrows, which he used. The bowl was sugarcane, right? Which you make supple drink from. And also you can use like mishwax to clean your teeth and make your breath smell good. And the liquid, it cleans, it irrigates your digestive tract. So when you urinate, male or female, it smells good. See, we don't think about that. And the honey was also an antiseptic. It was also a what they call that a contraceptive as well too. See, a lot of us don't know that honey was used verily for multiple things of healing and health. Mix the honey with the cane juice water, you have a healing serum right there with the different 5 lotus flowers that carry different meditative principles with them of magical dispensation from the yogic practice. So this was his weapon, the bow, and he was a black man. But how does it correlate? How does that correlate with Abraham? Woo! It's it. And Jibril giving Muhammad, peace be upon him, a book which bear witness to that time. I'm showing you right now. Hold up now. This is El Gargan, Cookie Roller Fashion. Yo, what's up, y'all? TikTok, IG, what's up? Y'all not feeling it? The Black Madonna, the Cookie Madonna, the Cookie Madonna. Woo! She got the hijab Cookie on. Home, little bro got the little bro got the Zodiac Katab in his arm. He got the cookie. You know what I mean? He got the 86 cookie on, flinging it. You know what I mean? Whoa! He got the 86 cookie on. You know what I mean? He got 2 angels on the top. Yo, what's going on? Let me hear some comments. Let me hear some. What you got? No questions about the black version? Me got no questions about the black Cookie Madonna? You gotta have some questions. If you ain't got no questions, I want to see some orders then. Let me see some orders. Make me sell out before I come to the pop-up. That's what I'm talking about. This is an independent brand. El Gargain. Cookie Roller Fashion. We're here with you, bro. Get them cookies going. Let me talk about some cookies. Well, anyway. So, comma. What comma had associated with Abraham is this. Abraham had a nephew called Lot. Abraham went to go visit his nephew. Upon visiting his nephew, he heard that his nephew was being assaulted. Upon him being assaulted, Abraham was visited by 3 angels previous to that. These 3 angels, one of them was the Lord. And one of the angels, or one of the Lord, said to Abraham, yo, we're going to destroy over there where your nephew's at. So Abraham knew he had family over there. Like, yo, hold up. I got family over there. You can't do that to them. I need my family alive. He said, yo, give him a chance. What kind of chance can you get him to live? He gave him 50 chances. 50 to 5, whatever. You know what I mean? But the whole premise is what I'm saying to you is this. The people that was going against the divine will at that time were selling also the divine will at the same time. They were making an affrontation against the angels who had found sanctuary in Lot's house. So in the Quran, it clarifies the dilemma that took place in the Torah. Whereas the Torah was being ambiguous with it, but in the Arabic language, it opened up a floodgate of wisdom with it, which was Gabriel's whole attention. So the situation was called, in that time with the people, was called Kamalut. Kama meaning love, desire. Get it? So that's where Kama falls in place with today. Love and desire. So they was calling them people of Sodom and Gomorrah in the Quran Kamalut, because they desired Lut. So it's Kamalut. You understand? So Kama, Div, is the foundation of that. Why were they desiring Lut? Oh, was Lut people at that time practicing rituals and ceremonies that was illicit? Was that the case? Let me know. I think it was the case. So if that is the case, and they were practicing illicit rituals, that mean that they were mistaking other rituals and use these rituals to supplant another set of rituals. Who out of my whole audience have ever read? I don't think my elementary kids gonna understand this book. My middle school kids gonna understand this book. Nor my high school kids understand this book. But my college kids should probably ran to this book. It's a book called Kama Sutra. In my chat, man, can somebody give a heart if they understand Kama Sutra? In my IG, anybody knew the word Kama Sutra? Let me see who's there with me, man. And y'all understand the word Kama Sutra? What about over here in TikTok? And y'all know about the Kama Sutra? Oh wow, I got a lot of invites over here, man. A lot of people want to be invited. Let me see if I see any comments. I see people. All right, no comments, no comments, no comment. Oh, all right, Black Madonna, not Madams. I said Black Madonna. You heard? Yeah, Black Madonna. You got it right. The next one told you. Yes, the Black Madonna represents Virgin Mary. Mariam, Virgin Mary. That's who the Black Madonna is. I'm sorry, I took so long to answer your question. That the Black Madonna represents the Virgin Mary, holding a baby in her hand, which is the messy Christ, or Jesus Christ. You got it? I hope you got it, all right? I hope you got it. But let me ask you, chat, who knows about the book Kama Sutra? See, the Kama Sutra, which is the sutras of love. Ha! The sutras of love, or the art of love making. That is a ritual which was tampered with, took it out of its original structure, and used to abuse the sexual spiritual practices of lovemaking. What was the purpose of the sexual practice of lovemaking? Friday, Juma, meeting together. See, the day of meeting. See, they think Juma is meaning just people meeting. No! It's the meaning of Hia and Hua, which is male and female. It's those meetings that Juma represents. Friday represents us coming together as man and woman to predetermine that child to be brought forth from the Nabi. See, the word Nabi in Arabic and so-called Hebrew means prophet. Nabavim. That's the book of the prophets. Like the book of Samuel, the book of Daniel, book of Isaiah, book of Ezekiel. Those are Nabavim. In the Quran, Nabi, prophet. Simple as that. But in ancient Sanskrit, Nabi didn't mean prophet. Nabi meant the navel. What came from the navel? The navel was the pivotal point of breath, of prana. But also from the navel is where the woman had the what? Carried the baby. See, that's where the babies came from, the navel, which is the what? The stomach, the belly. Woo! And until it go what? 9 months. And then it's birth. Dasha. See, Dasha, birth. Dasha. That's be born. That's the birth, the completion. That is the completion, the complete cycle, which is Dasha. You get it now? All right, Dashala. So anyway, so that's Nabi in Sanskrit, which is the belly, giving birth, the belly. You understand? So when you even study number 1 to number 9, you see number 1 to 9 in Sanskrit, it teaches you the levels of the seminal progression or evolution of the sperm as it enters the womb. It teaches you it. 1 is shaped like a number 9 but in reverse. That's the tadpole, the first tadpole. Then it goes to number 2 when the tadpoles enter, like number 2. See? Boom, like number 2, like in English. But see, when they write it in cursive, number 2. Number 3 represents the development stages that's going through under the breast and how the breast begins to inflate and over here begins to develop. Both sides. On both sides. You see? And it's showing you the development of what's taking place. Then when you get to number 7, it shows that the fetus is starting to take form. That's Septa. See? Septa. And what number is Septa? What month is Septa? September. It's not actually the 9th month. It's actually the 7th month. See, there's no 13th months, brothers and sisters. The Quran said it is 12 months with Allah. Or Suratis. Cut it out, the 13th month stuff. You confusing people when you say that. The 13th represented a symbolism that goes back to Central and South America of a system of usage of counting the lunar chart. Not no 13th months of 30 days. No. Oh, but how you get the 300? That's real easy to get that, bro. All you gotta do is start separating Leo and Cancer from the chart. Leaves you with 10 signs. Break down the 10 signs by pairs. It leaves you with 5. 5 days of the week. Monday, Sunday, and Monday. Shimha, Leo, Cancer. The rest of the 5 days, now you got 7. Wow, oh shit. And if you say you take 7 in multiples, that's how you start getting them. Take 7 in multiples. You see? And you multiples. You get 13 in multiples. Then you get to what you call 52. You get where I'm coming from? So get out of this phase of thinking, oh no, it's not like that. It is no 13 months. They got us going. These havens, these covens got us chasing the fantasy again. We keep chasing fantasies. No, get out of the fantasies. Even when you calculate the Mayan calendar of the 19 months, and you break down from the 18th month, it gives you 360. Still give you 360. And then you calculate the five paths. That's 365. The Temple of Kukulkan, Chichen Itza. So we gotta get out of this illusion outside of 360 degrees. We wilding out when that's illusion right there. Y'all know it's 720. Then be quiet, bro. Relax. The 720 can be rationalized inside. You know inside of what? Inside of the 360. Yes. Yes, it can be rationalized. Because if you take the 360 and you break down what you would call 4 quarters of 18, 18 times 4 is what? 64. See? Add 8 and you got 72. Simple as that. You add 8 and you got 72. It's simple. It's really simple science. And then that 72 is when you get the power of your 720 from. But it's the 72, which is important. Okay? Which is the root of the Book of Formation, which was already established in Central America prior to even getting to China, which you call China today. See, there is ancient books that testify to the ancient world, but if you keep using your mercenaries to determine a fact or two, then what you call a fact is not a fact. It's actually a missile aimed at your cerebellum cortex, so that when you have a what you call an epiphany from the stages of your what they call a cerebral thought in the subconsciousness, which is relieved and revealed during the hours of what, 4:30 to 5:30, the pineal gland begins to secrete melatonin, and the serotonin spreads it out, and that's how you get your memories back. Nah, but what's happening is they are planting you. As long as you have the mercenary as the evil vineman, they talked about it in the New Testament. The evil husbandmen who was sowing the seeds. And they said they had an angel who had to come and destroy the wheat that was destroying the goods. They had to destroy the shafts or the weeds that was choking the good harvest. So we had to burn it, separate it, then burn it. We got to separate ourselves from the evil husband first. So we got to actually beat and defeat the evil husband first. Remember, they said that it said the husbandman sent his first son, sent his second son, and they killed him. Right? Son like Noble Joe Ali, Marcus Garvey, got rid of him. So he had to come himself. And he stood for 3.5 years. In the St. Luke, what it said that the Messi or the Christ said to the tree, to the fig tree? I don't remember. He said, I'm going to give you 3.5 years to bear fruit. If you don't bear fruit, I'm going to snatch you out of your roots. Snatch you from the root out of the earth. How long was the messenger with his teacher? 3.5 years. Then he disappeared. He didn't ask for $1. He didn't ask for a quarter. He got a dime, though. See, and that dime was what? Who is the original man? See, a lot of us don't understand that concept. Who is the original man? So what I'm talking about you today is that type of science. Are you going to get your Kookie Madonna? I'm El Gargone, Kookarola Fashion, talking to you guys. Are y'all going to come get your Kookie Madonna, yes or no? Because today, is a testimony of that. Original man. Kamadiv. You understand? Because what's happening here is we are allowing the mercenaries to guide our emotions, which is controlling our thoughts, which is controlling our spending habits, which is controlling our sexual appetites, which is controlling our what? How we live, how we govern ourselves. You cannot beat someone if you don't isolate yourself economically. And inside of isolating yourself economically, you don't isolate yourself truly. You encapsulate yourself economically. What I mean by encapsulate yourself is a term called nicotine, which means to seal. Make yourself a seal. When you make yourself a seal of approval, meaning that every time you do something, if it doesn't match up to your seal, you don't go through with that transaction. Because meaning that seal keeps everything in. Because that's your what? Authorization. For things to function, to frequent, to allow currency to spread. Currency must have your what? Seal. That means you have it sealed in. That everywhere your currency goes, depending upon the leverage of that seal, you have the leverage of permission to do what you want to do or do what you got to do. Within that seal is why we had guilds. Guilds mean crafts. We had crafts. Right now, you are not supporting your own craftsmen. This is why we have no economic and political power. You can't tell the president what to do because you have no political power, because you have no economic power. You have no country you can go to and demand from that country send you this amount of money, this amount of gold, this amount of oil. And when I get this oil, this gold, and this money, or this mineral resources, I'm going to demand this political infrastructure perform this act to allow you to do what you want over there in your country, to provide for me even more, and to provide for that country, where you can reciprocate with that other country. You can't do that because you are isolated economically. You are isolated socially. You are isolated historically. Your historical foundation is based upon the mercenary ideology of what you're being given by the evil husbandmen. Okay, back to her. This is what I'm talking about, man. I'm trying to, bing! I'm trying to give you something right now, but are you gonna take it? It's up to you. This is El Gaga and Kookie World of Fashion, y'all. I love to be with you, brothers and sisters. I enjoy it. You know what I mean? But do you enjoy it? I don't see no hearts. I don't see no likes. I don't see no... Hold on, I got some comments on TikTok. Hold on. What did TikTok say? You like my shorts? You like my shorts? I hope you do. Hold on, what you saying over here? Hold on. Let me see if I got any comments over here. Okay. I hope I explained to sister what Madonna was. Oh, yeah, she did. She explained it. Yeah, all right. I just told you who she was. All right, good looking for the hearts. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it so much. Shout out Esumi to the brother. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm about to close. But like I said, man, the linkage of what Gabriel was trying to infer to us was that the reason why he gave the Quran the way it is because it's untouchable. You can't burn the Quran. The Quran is not a book that's an earthly book. The Quran comes from another source of information that you have no access to. But that source where the Quran comes from has information that's available to you guys. You know what I mean? Hold on 1 second. Whoa, why y'all playing with me with this puzzle stuff? I got to drag this puzzle over here. Oh, I did it wrong? All right, hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, I got it. Yeah, they made me have to drag a puzzle again. I ain't no bot. Let me stop. But anyway, so like I was saying, so the Quran can't just be burnt. You know what I mean? It's from a vote of wisdom that's beyond this world. This is why when Moses challenged Pharaoh, he used a staff. But the Pharaoh's sapphires, they were like sapphires or sapphires. Well, the Pharaoh sorcerers, I think it was sapphires, they were like, wow, he know the knowledge like we know the knowledge. Where he get it from? So that's what made Pharaoh scared. Because this is what proves he was a non-believer. Because they had to give Moses or Musa information that was ancient. Not unrealistic information. It was ancient information they gave Moses. Ancient information. You heard what I said? Ancient information they gave Moses. This ancient information they gave Moses was to allow him to be able to defeat the Pharaoh sorcerers. So this ancient information is what we're talking about when we're talking about Kamadiv. So when the Quran was telling about the people of light, he said Kamalut, he was giving you a alley-oop, letting you know that, yo, go read the Kama Sutra. Go read that real quick. And you understand what was going on with Lot. Because people don't realize that that whole peninsula from Philistine, Yemen, Jerusalem, Jordan, Syria, all the way down to Arabia, all that was controlled by what you would call India, so-called India. It was controlled by them. But something occurred to shift the tides of control, and they lost the tides of control. And the Quran talks about it. The Quran said that in Babylia, which is Babylon, in ancient time, not Babylon, but Babel, it says that in Surah 2, in Surah the Cow, it says that in that time, what happened was these wicked men had killed off the people and took the wisdom of the ancients, angels, and began to use it. And these ancient angels were called Haru and Maru. They weren't wicked angels. Haru and Maru were actually the ancient nations of the Rig Veda of India. Wow. Of the Bharat. These were people of the Bharat, ancient people. There's a book by his name is Valmiki. He rewrote the Ramayana, and his is the most notarizable one. I got a copy of it too. I could just show you. This is the scripture of the Valmiki. It's in Sanskrit too. See, this is the Valmiki. Valmiki wrote his book after Hanuman wrote his book. Hanuman had wrote his book on, was it Makalash? I'm not sure if it was on Shiva's mountain or Vishnu's mountain. But on one of the mountains, the original Ramayana was written on. But when Hanuman saw our sages, Valmiki's Ramayana, he said, oh wow, yours is almost comparable to mine. So I think he either destroyed the mountain or elevated the mountain higher. Whatever he did, he secured the mountain, whereas you can't find it no more. You can't find that mountain. And you know what's so funny about that? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that Master Muhammad instructed him, said to him that our ancient scientists began to bury the ancient technology so that the man today couldn't find it. The evil husbandmen today couldn't find it. You see how we able to quadrant the people that's ruling today, the evil husbandmen? See, when you're using terms like devil, Satan, demon, and all these Luciferian terms, you have to understand these terms play a role in certain functions of spells and wickedness. Get it? So the husbandman is what we're talking about, because we're talking about planting. Juma represents the uniting of a couple preparing to plant. And how can you plant correctly? In order to plant correctly, you need to understand mathematics. What you mean, Gara? I'm saying to you, it is said that in Surah 53, it is entitled by Najam. Najam is saying by the star. But it's really not saying by the star only, so brothers and sisters. Naja means save. So when you got Najama or Najam, it's telling you saved under the stars. You come together. Wow. Because the word star is really not there. Save and Joma is there. Jama. Not Jam. That's what I said, meaning under the stars. Because he met by under the star. He met, it was a man who met Allah. Face to face. As far as 2 bowlings nearer. Meeting. See? Meeting. So Allah met a man. Man met Allah. Face to face. Woo! This is the serious stuff we're talking about. And it's by the star. By the star! Woo! That is some serious stuff. So it's saying Joma comes in connection with stars. Why? Because it's the natal chart. Every zodiac sign has a star by it. For instance, in the same Surah 53, it specifies one star by name, Asharaya. Al-Arab Sharaya, which is Sirius, the star Sirius. The star Sirius is close to what star? That's the dog star, you know. The dog star is on the southern tip of the 7th foot of Sirius, the star Orion, which is Sirius again. Sirius. Wow. So the dog star is on the tip of him, of Sirius, on the southern border, southern. So that means so when you calculate, when you're studying the stars, they have northern stars, they have southern stars. In order to calculate these stars, it goes from, if I'm correct, it goes from April to September and October to March. 6 months. Break down in 6 months. So the lower part, the southern part, would be from I think it's the southern part would be from April to September, and another part from October to March. So the northern part, how you know it's northern part and the southern part, is because it represents the wane, the waxing of the 3-point stars, which is the Orion's belt. It says across Orion's belt, below his belt is the southern stars. Above his belt is the northern stars. Yeah, man, it's so serious. And each star represents zodiac. And each zodiac has a deacon or asterisk next to it. There's so much stuff that we can learn from just studying when you rise up. Because you gotta realize something here. When a dead body is in the grave, it's horizontal. But when a dead body is vertical, it's a zombie. That don't mean you alive because you're moving and you're walking. You want brains. You want blood. But you're still dead. You a zombie. You're not with the living. You trying to kill the living. You don't serve the Most High. How? You don't have no brains. You have no function of being. This is simple. This is not complex for us, brothers and sisters. The Black Madonna. This is the Cooking Madonna. This is a testimony to where we're going in the future. Where you at? Where you at? Nah, I'm just gonna give you some jewels for today. Nah, I mean, that's why I came out. You see, the Black Madonna. And today, nah, I mean, give me a hug. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Whoa. That's what I'm talking about, man. We can't play with this nonsense, bro. A lot of us been playing games and nonsense for a long time. We gotta get up out this zombie top thinking. Just because you're walking around don't mean you alive. You're walking dead. But anyway, man, I'm gonna close with this, man. This is El Gaga and Cookie Real Fast. Let me give y'all another look at the Cookie Madonna. But the pop-up shop is coming back. We're coming back. We popping back up. We got a whole new stock of the cookie scriptures. There's the Cookie Madonna right here. Bam. It's the Cookie Madonna. See, this is the Cookie Madonna. Be ready for you guys. Make your order. Just DM me on any one of these apps. Just DM me, and I got you. And I got you. And we got them cropped too. And we got them cropped for those who like to wear them cropped. You know what I mean? It's the Cookie Madonna. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. So when you're looking at her, and looking at her son, you understand that gender chart. Because before she had him, she had to practice aesthetics before she could be worthy to bear this child. So in order to have this child, you had to be sown in the right manner. So we could reap a child like this in the right manner. You feel me? And a lot of our women out here, you put yourself in a situation where the evil husband, men, can sow your garden. They will sow your garden. And when they sow your garden, what you think will come out about that? Nothing but demon time. What else you expect? You can't expect nothing else. So that's why you said tripping out here. It's simple. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. This is El Gargano, Cookie Roller Fashion. I'll see y'all next week. Same time, same place. Yo, I know I came a little late, but I had to run a few errands. But you know what I mean? But this is the Fashion Apocalypse, Fashion Apostle, for the Fashion Apocalypse, Survival of the Flyers, because ain't nothing flyer. I told a brother that one day, I said, yo, our team over here is so fly, we forgot what gravity was. I was back, yo. So peace, yo. Peace. I'll see y'all later. I'm out. This is El Gargano, Cookie Roller Fashion. Tune in. We out. Hold up 1 second. I'll be 1 second, TikTok. I'm gonna close with y'all too. All right, TikTok, I'm back, man. So I'm out. See y'all later, man. Hope y'all enjoy. Oh, I got some more questions. Hold up. Before I don't want to hang up on y'all. Let me see if I got any questions over here. All right, I see people trying to join. Cool, that's cool. That's peace. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's got the Land Brother on me next. Book 3 is coming out. First book was St. John Polo Posse. Second book was, oh, let me show you the books too. Hold on. Where is the books? Oh, where is the books? Where is the books? Ah. I don't see book 3. Where's book 3? I don't see it. All right, I'm going to show you book 1, though. This is book 1. Go to Amazon. This is book 1. St. John Polo Posse gave rise to a nation. You know what I mean? This is the era of 1983 to 1988. And this is on, man. I'm like 82 to 88. Know what I mean? This is when I was like from like 11, 10 to 14. It's on. St. John Polo Posse, man. Gave rise to a nation, man. Check it out, man. Check it out, man. This is it, man. St. John. This is from St. John and Troy, Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York, yo. It's all about that, man. Crown Heights, man. We here, man. That first step. St. John Polo Posse. The first step. Let's go. It's on Amazon. Go to Amazon. Just punch in St. John Polo Posse. Know what I mean? And also you get book 2, St. John Newborn Kids gave rise to Newborn Kids, Age of the Kraken, man. We here, man. We got product for you. You heard? We got product, man. Hope you like my shorts. Know what I mean? This is personally made. Hope you like it. Know what I mean? These are my shorts. These are my shorts. I mean, I made them myself by hand. Hope you like it. Hope you see the design. Know what I mean? You see the kicks. Ah. Hope you like the kicks. This is St. John Cookie. Hope you like them. Some people call them ice cream. Bill Miner call them ice creams, but you know what I mean. That's my cup of ice cream today. You know what I mean. You see this. You see the This is the cookie apple. You see it's cropped. You know what I mean. They go take a bite of this apple. This is the cookie scripture. Bling bling. And you go. And I mean the chain comes with the shorts too. And we got the new denim cookie shorts. You know what I mean. We there for you. We there for you. We got that fashion for you guys, man. And the fashion come right from us, man. Yo, Plexa Boy Pesh, peace out. Go to Spotify. Tune into Plexa Boy Pesh, Grammy Gates. Tune in. Go get that Grammy Gates. You know what I mean? Hear that Demon Time. Hear that change. You know what I mean? Let's go. We there, man. We there. Hit Dumb It. We got it. We got it for you. And his EP, the EP coming out in May, June. Mixtape be out next month. Let's go. E-way. We out, yo. Peace.